Just give it a second. There we go. We're here. This is Arabia.
I'm not able to see the
chat. When you went into it, do you see like a dashboard? You can watch it through YouTube. Hey guys. You can watch it through YouTube. That's what I usually do. I go over to YouTube. Yeah, there it is. And the thing is hey guys, I see you. I don't. I can't mod people up from there, but I have. I'll get. Hey Megan, but I'll fix it. So we're having fun with Arabia because Arabia, I've just gotten to know her, and let me tell you, she's kick ass. And none of her reputation precedes her, but she is absolutely a nice person. And talking to her, she's would be a good friend. And I think that I think she held on a long time. I'm just gonna leave it like that. And can you all still see me and hear me? No. Let's see. Okay. Did it cut out? Or could you hear me?
I'm still here. I can hear you.
I was gonna try to, hey guys, I see you. I was going to bring her on a couple of days ago, but then I mean she's been busy. So I brought her on today, and I'm trying to encourage her to do a channel, tell her stories, tell her life stories, because they're hilarious. And
I am going live on my channel tonight to sing. So anybody go subscribe to my new channel if you want to be on my live tonight.
There you
I'm
go.
singing live tonight on my channel.
There I am. So hey, German Lady Polska, hey all of you. If you go onto your YouTube on your phone and go into mine, you can see the chat, or you can watch it here, either or. There's 57 so far, which is pretty good because I never go live. But she's gonna sing tonight on her channel. She had a channel, then the channel got hijacked. It's a long story, but now she's got a channel. A lot of you probably searched her name and saw that she had a channel with over stop, Ginger, will you take care of that? Yep. Over 1,000 subs. That's no longer her channel. So if it still comes up with her picture, just know this other channel is hers, correct? Right? And that's all we're going to say about that.
And I'll post the link when I go live.
Okay. She's definitely open to answering questions if she can, right?
Right, Asher?
Yeah, about Asher.
I can tell people anything they want to know about the dog.
Okay. And that seems to be everyone's concern. So let's do questions about Asher, and then also
I still can't see the chat though. You have to tell me what the questions are. I still can't see the chat.
Okay. Do you have your phone, or are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you the questions. I wish you could, someone should be able, I know I know how to do it. There is on that screen, there's something that says chat, has like a chat bubble. And when you tap it, it's going to say public or private, and you want public.
Hold on.
And then you should be able to see it.
Hold on.
Ginger does want to sing NNC, always.
Okay. Now I can see the chat.
Awesome. So her channel is Arabia Lakaze. I'm sure there's not very many of them. Let me see if I can find it. Right?
Okay, so from my phone, Mandy, when I pull up the comments, I can see them, but then I can't see the, you know what?
You can't see me. I got you. You can't see what you're doing.
Yeah, so you just tell me what the comments are.
Okay. I'm dropping this link right now. I found your channel, and I'm dropping this link in the chat, so that'll be good.
Okay, so I'm gonna give an update on Asher, the whole Asher situation, and then I gotta get off here. I got some other stuff I gotta do.
There you go.
So we all know what's going on with Asher. I just want to assure people there's no criminal charges that's gonna be actually prosecuted. A complaint was taken. The officer that actually came to my house after that complaint was taken, and let's get this straight too. I live in a very small town. You know, when you file a criminal complaint on someone, it is the job of the county attorney's office to investigate that information before they push for court action.
Yep.
And I happen to live in a county that actually does that. They don't push the court action and then investigate. So the complaint was filed before the police came to my house. When the officer came, and mind you, I have different evidence also than what the person that filed the complaint on me has about how, you know, yes, I mean, she gave me the dog, okay?
Yep. Point blank.
But after seeing everything, after being contacted numerous times with the story that I stole this dog, when the officer actually came out here, he was actually a chief. When he actually came out here and I showed him every single thing that I had, he determined there was no crime committed here. So he himself contacted the county attorney's office, and yes, it's closed to the public, but you can call down there all day long. He contacted them himself and said, there's no crime here. Yep. So all the information being put out there online with my name and my number and that criminal complaint, anybody can file a criminal complaint. Anybody.
Yes, anybody.
But I actually live in a county where the county attorney investigates the complaints that comes across their desk. No, nothing. I'm not going to jail for stealing a dog that clearly I was given. I'm not going to jail for stealing a dog where clearly not just the person that gave it to me, but other people. I have text messages of people voicing their opinions about the fact that she gave me the dog. I have inboxes and text messages where I was communicating with friends of mine, giving them her phone number when she was asking me to find somebody to take the dog. Right. There's no amount of money that's going to be raised that's going to get this dog back. It's not going to happen. It doesn't matter that she's chipped and paperwork. It doesn't matter. You know, you could, for instance, like I said, I owned a car one time. I gave it to somebody. There was a receipt showing they bought the car from me. They never titled it. They in turn gave it to someone else while it was still legally registered to me. But it was, they were within their legal right to dispose of that car because I gave it to them. Right. When you give somebody something, what that person does with it afterwards is none of your business. Yep. Yes, there were a lot of times that people were saying that they wanted the dog, but the problem came in with the actual, okay, when do we actually get together to exchange this dog? Because here's my thing. If you give me something, Mandy, and I tell you that I'll give it back to you if I don't want it, and you keep telling me, yes, I'll take it, I'll take it, I'll take it, but yet every time I tell you we need to plan for you to come get this dog, you got 500 reasons why you can't. And then the person that you're going to in turn give it to, they always got an excuse of why they're not like, none of that is my problem. No. I don't have to wait for somebody else to make arrangements on what to do with an animal after they come and get it before they can pick it up from me. I don't have to. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. And, I'm laughing at some of the comments. So nobody ever stole the dog. I actually have a life, and I was out of town this weekend, and that is why my friend Pirate had the animal. She actually took the dog to get groomed and everything because I couldn't find a groomer where I was at that wasn't booked up. So the whole issue about the grooming, that was in the works of being taken care of. You think I don't know a dog needs to be groomed? Right. You know, so and in this term time, when she wasn't coming, you know, when the dog was still with you over these last months, did you took over paying for food? I never had the dog for months. Okay. But you fed the dog, obviously. You had to buy dog food. Obviously, I bought the dog a house. I bought the dog the water bowl. So nobody brought you dog. I bought the dog the new leash. And I just want to make this clear. I was taking care of this dog before anybody gave her to me. Right.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
other people would leave all day, leave the dog here, and who was here cleaning up behind the dog, walking the dog, feeding the dog, and who got aggravated because they could never leave because the dog was here and had to be looked after. I gave up things that I wanted to go do because somebody else forgot there was even a dog here for them to be here taken care of. So let's put that out there too.
But nobody gave you money to care for that dog while it was with you.
No, I didn't need the money to care for the dog.
I know you didn't need the money, but I'm just saying. So, I mean, what I'm saying is you provided for this dog's needs because it was your dog.
I was buying stuff for this dog before it was just me and the dog here.
Yep. So,
so the dog is not being mistreated. The dog is fine. I had a friend that lives out of town that I went to see this weekend. I needed someone to take the dog for the weekend. And not only did somebody agree to take the dog for the weekend, they had a personal friend that was a groomer. Even though she was booked, she groomed the dog. Because that's one of the first things that I said is, I don't know what I'm going to do about getting her groomed. Like, I can't find somebody that's going to everybody's booked.
Mm-hmm. So, and we've seen the video of what the groomer said. So people, whether you doubt it or not, that was the groomer.
I haven't seen the video.
Seen it. So
I mean, I'm not saying the dog was ever not taken care of. My whole point is, this has more to it than what is being put out there. Nobody stole this dog. There is plenty of evidence to confirm that. That's why a chipped dog with paperwork, I was not forced to give back to the owner, because a chipped dog with paperwork would have been a criminal matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I have not been forced to give this dog back. I have plenty of evidence that this dog was given to me, then that she was actively seeking for someone else to take this dog prior to me texting her and telling her I'll just keep the dog.
And the two girls, right? The two girls that everybody's saying, "Oh, give the dog to the two girls." They've also had an opportunity to come get Asher.
Let me tell you something. I reached out to one of those girls yesterday, and I said, "Are you still going to come and get this dog tomorrow?" She wanted to fight and argue over where the dog was. She never said, "Yes, I'm coming to get the dog." And this is what I mean. Every time it actually comes down to somebody physically doing the transfer with this dog from me to them, it's a problem. It's been that way for a month. Yeah, it's easy to text and say, "I want the dog back, I'll come and get the dog." But then if I tell you, okay, well, meet me with the dog at a specific place and time, and then your answer every single time is, well, so-and-so can't come get the dog, or I can't get the dog to so-and-so, how does that become my problem? It's not my drive to make back to South Bend to take this dog any fucking where. That ain't that. To be all the way real about it, the person that actually gave me the dog, that said that she wants the dog back, lived less an hour away from me. What is the problem with you actually getting with me to get this dog that you wanted so bad if I got into a position where I wasn't able to keep her?
Right.
Yeah. It's, she did agree that, yes, I want her. But every single time, both times, it was a problem because the person that the dog was going back to lived so far away. That's not my problem.
No,
it's not my responsibility to drive a dog 4 hours away. A dog that I didn't expect to even be here that long to begin with.
Yeah, your responsibility. Your responsibility as a decent human being in the situation is to continue to provide great care for the dog in your care. That's yours. External stuff aside, you kept the dog.
Because somebody's been harassing my landlord now, I actually don't even have to pay the deposit anymore to keep the dog. So.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a good thing.
I don't have to get rid of her.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with Pirate did me a favor with that dog.
Absolutely.
Nobody ever gave her that dog. But because people stalk and troll and, harass and everything else, That's the only reason anybody ever knew that I don't give a fuck what I put on my Twitter. That's my business.
Right.
That's my business because I still live my life every day. You know,
Exactly.
I have friends, I go places, I go do things, I go out of town, I do all of that. So whoever I have dog sit for me is none of nobody's goddamn business.
No.
And the next time I go out of town, it may be my daughter that keeps her for the weekend. That's my fucking business. That's mine. My business.
It's your dog.
This dog, and you know, I mean, as far as, oh my God, you know, contact me about the whereabouts, please. Who doesn't know the whereabouts of this dog? Who doesn't know? Everybody knows the whereabouts of this dog. Yeah. And there's no amount of money through pity that is going to get this dog returned to anybody.
Yep.
The whole issue was I didn't want to pay a deposit on a dog that I knew I was going to try to give back to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because
I know what you're saying.
When the whole deposit thing came up, you know, no, I mean, truth be told, I partly agreed to keep the dog to keep somebody else from getting it because somebody's child was texting me, telling me how she felt about me being given the dog in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, I figured that she'd be able to come down and get the dog if I kept her. Because some people had each other blocked on the phones and weren't communicating directly at that time. But then somebody also got left with a $1,400 car repair bill and couldn't make it down here the next week. Wow. That she was supposed to come and get the dog. That's what I'm saying. There's more to this than what's being told. There have been several attempts on my end to try to do everything I can to get this dog back to the family who said they wanted her. Every single fucking time, it's a problem when it's actually time for me to hand this dog over. So I decided that I was just going to keep the dog. That's the truth of the matter.
That's the bottom. Y'all all hear that? Arabia is keeping the dog.
There is more to the story of the dog than what's being told. I'm not going to jail for this dog. No. I'm not going to face criminal charges about this dog, even though a criminal complaint was filed, because it is a civil matter. And even in civil court, it would do no good. I have all the proof in the world I was given this dog. And the thing about it is once I was given this dog, I'm not under any obligation to actually give it back anyway. I don't have to give the dog back to them.
Right.
I don't.
So
but I was willing to for a month.
Right. So everyone that's hawing that, you know, she doesn't want the dog and she's just doing whatever. At this point, she is attached to that dog. Correct?
Correct.
It is your dog.
If I didn't want the dog, let me tell y'all something. If I didn't want and love this dog, I could give her away to anybody and there's nothing nobody can do about it.
There you go.
Nothing. That's already been confirmed between me and the county attorney and the chief of police that came out here.
Right.
That is my dog to do what I want to do with her. If I did not want that dog, I could give it away and there was still nothing nobody could do.
Yeah.
But I'm keeping the dog. I'm keeping the dog. And if people didn't worry so much about what the fuck Arabia was doing, people wouldn't even know that I went out of town for the weekend and that anybody else had the dog. Nobody would know that.
Right.
You know, so I would just say, if you have an opinion about the dog, I mean, have your opinion, but mind your business and don't believe every fucking thing that's put out there because there is a reason.
Yep.
I'm not going to court on criminal charges over this dog. Exactly. There's a reason why I'm not.
There you go.
So that's exactly being lied to, you know, I mean, God damn. Come on now. Nobody heard about this dog. If she'd have put this much effort into trying to get this dog from me when I had the dog, she'd have had the dog back.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dog has never been missing. The dog has never been stolen. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's the bottom line. You know, everybody's like, just give the dog back to the girls. Those are the girls' dogs. The girls have not come
after everything that's been done to me, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am.
Right.
I don't have to, and I'm not going to.
There you go. So
My
y'all,
son is attached to that dog. We've taken care of her for over a month, but she's been here with me, just me and the dog, for a month. You know, and I was taking care of the dog
the bottom line.
that.
She can collect money. She can do whatever. If she happened to find
no amount of money that's gonna make any courts return this dog. The same evidence that made the officers decide that this dog was with the person who actually rightfully legally owned it is the same evidence that any court is going to use to determine the same thing.
Right.
So for the people that are saying the police don't determine the rightful ownership of a dog, well, guess what the county attorney used to decide the same thing the officer decided.
Right.
You know, so it goes deeper. I mean, sometimes common sense takes you a little further than a few screenshots.
Right. You're
exactly. But when you don't use common sense, I can see why, people can piece together an entire story around one or two text messages about a dog. But see, that's, again, I have more than that. I have more than that. So.
And what was shown, without going into it, but what was shown to the officer was sufficient to prove that is a rabies dog.
Not only was it sufficient to prove that she lied, but he was so pissed off because, multiple phone calls went into that police department. They told her from jump it was a civil matter, if anything. Right. The reason the chief of police came out here is because of the number of times that they were called about this stolen dog that I refused to give back to her because I just agreed to keep it when she moved out until she could get settled. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. So when the chief of police actually came out here, she had already filed the criminal thing on the dog. When he actually seen the messages that I had, he was so pissed off. And then my neighbor was getting text messages while the officer was here. He actually left to go look for her to ban and trespass her from my property.
Yeah, I totally. Yeah.
Because he was like, she, I mean, no, this is a done deal. So, but yeah, the chief of police was actually upset because of the number of phone calls they got about this stolen dog. And then when he gets out here, it's nothing like that.
Yes.
Nothing like that. He wasn't just shown what everybody else has been shown. He was shown a lot more than that. He left here with zero doubt in his mind that I was given this dog by someone who clearly had been trying to give the dog away to other people. And so I said I would go ahead and keep the dog. And after that, that's the end of it. Whether I ask for, okay, let's just say I did ask for the dog. Let's just say I did. If you give it to me when I ask for it, same situation. It becomes mine. It is no longer yours. And if there is verification and proof of that, guess what? It doesn't matter whether you gave it to me or whether I asked you for it.
Right. That's exactly right.
I mean, if you have some bubble gum and whether you offer it to me or whether I ask you for it, once you give it to me, you'd be wrong to take it back. You know what I'm saying? I never had to return this dog anywhere.
Nope.
Never.
So yeah, y'all can save your money. I don't know what y'all are doing to collect money for what. Y'all can save it because the dog's staying with her.
I mean, and the thing about it is, what would money do to bring this dog home anyway? Even if I do go to court over this dog, the county attorney's office is free. You don't have to pay to go file a case or a criminal charge. It's free.
Right.
It's free.
Yep. And I don't think you'd find an attorney that would be willing to take that case on anyway, because he's going to, he's like, okay, if you want to pay, 4,000 or 5,000, you know what I mean? It's not.
I mean, you can go to the courthouse and file a civil suit yourself. But the thing is if the evidence exists that has already had one county attorney's office, one police department, two police departments, counting LMPD, determine that nobody stole this dog, why would you pay the money to go file a case just for yet another person to tell you, I'm sorry, but there's sufficient evidence to prove you actually gave this dog away and you're not getting it back? Why would you do that when that type of evidence exists that nobody stole your dog?
In most states, dogs are considered property. And I will tell you this, when Sean was just going through his divorce, he has a dog bear who was in the possession of his ex-wife. It was his dog. Dogs are considered property. Because that dog was, for all intents and purposes, in her possession as hers, there would be nothing he could do. Even if it was his service dog, the fact that it was in her possession and it was hers, that was it. We tried.
Well, because the dog is chipped and there's paperwork on it, it works a little differently here.
Okay.
If I had no evidence that she gave me the dog or that I asked for the dog, why would I out of the blue just ask for a family dog?
Right.
That right there makes no sense. But again, people don't use common sense. They don't. They don't. Why would I out of the blue just up and ask for somebody's family dog? Why?
Right.
Because I didn't. What I said is I want to keep her. I agreed to keep her because I'm just going to say it. She was asking, I'm not supposed to say her name, but she was asking other people if they wanted this dog. In the midst of me helping her find somebody else to take this dog, in the midst of me helping somebody else to take this dog, her and her daughter had each other blocked. They weren't speaking. And her daughter me and both her daughters communicated,
Right.
But I had told her that I was going to keep Asher and she was supposed to come down that following week and get her. Well, she couldn't because when her mom moved out and she went and got her car, Taryn was left with $1,400 worth of fucking car repairs. She couldn't make it down here. So my whole initial reasoning for keeping the dog was to return it to Taryn.
Exactly.
But again, it's not my drive to make to South Bend. It's not my expense. It's not my trip to finance. It's not.
If it was the girls, then why was it in Kentucky? I'm confused. If it belonged to the girls, how did it end up with this situation?
Please tell me, because I don't know.
I mean,
what the text messages I got from the daughter said that she didn't know her mother was coming here, let alone coming to stay. I have those text messages.
Yep.
I
tried to explain that in our live stream. There are so many twists and turns and facets to this thing that y'all just don't know. But the bottom line is the dog and who it belongs to. That all comes out later.
Nobody's over here mistreating this dog. I promise you.
Is he back?
I'm not. I mean, I'll admit I've never really had a dog before. I don't, like it was a kind of learn as you go. But I mean, this dog slept with me every night before she was given to me.
Oh, and I bet your little boy loves him.
Sweet looking dog.
Loves her. Yeah. So, the dog slept with me every single night before she was given to me. I got attached to the dog. So I kind of started feeling some type of way about it being given away to just anybody. I agreed to keep the dog. I said I would keep the dog because I was having a hard time finding people who wanted the dog, which I have text messages of me passing her number out to different people about the dog and everything when I was first asked to try to find somebody that wanted the dog because she wasn't from here. She didn't know anybody, I have all of that, all of it.
On a side note, Arabia, do you know what happened to the other dog?
It was left in a house. Well, it was left down there.
Okay. All right. So that one didn't.
The dog was left with her son.
Okay.
In a house that was 2 months behind on rent when she left.
And that's all going to come out later. Y'all just have to wait. I'm modding Savage. Hold on.
But the dog is fine, y'all. Like, nobody's mistreating the dog.
Nope.
Nobody. No, I mean, Nobody's mistreating the dog, okay?
In fact, it's quite the opposite. The dog has two people trying to provide what's best for it. And at the end of the day, it got to the vet.
And I'm not even trying to say the dog wasn't taken care of beforehand.
Right.
But she did give the dog away. She was looking to give the dog away.
And that's all.
I said I would keep the dog for the daughter to make it down the following week after she moved out to come get her back.
How long ago was that?
That was when she moved out of my house. Taryn was going to come down the following week. But like I said, Taryn was left with $1,400 worth of car repairs and couldn't get here. So my whole point is this. I understand things happen. You know what I'm saying? But if multiple different times it has been a problem to actually physically get this dog to them on their end, how do I become the villain here?
And
the whole reason I told her I'd keep the dog myself was because I was going to give it back to the daughter.
Well, and you know why you're going to be the villain in this?
But then I got stuck with the dog. But let me explain this. But then I got stuck with the dog because Taryn couldn't get down here. Mm-hmm. So that's when my landlord started asking for a deposit. And I was like, no, if I'm going to give this dog back, I'm not paying a deposit on a dog I'm not going to keep. That was the issue over the deposit. That was the issue. I never had to give this dog back to them. I was willing to give this dog back to them because that's what I kept the dog to do, was to make sure it didn't go to anybody else and it did get back to her daughter.
Right.
But like I said, time and time again, different things would happen. You know, I'd say, hey, I can't keep this dog. Landlord's asking for a deposit. And she texts back, yeah, I want the dog. Okay, well, meet me here tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't because Taryn can't come down here and get her tomorrow. That's not my problem.
At that time,
that's not my problem. What you do and who you give it to is between you and them. But you were the person that told me that you would take this dog if I couldn't. And if there has been multiple attempts and multiple excuses when it actually came down to getting the dog, that fuck it, I'll keep her. Right. I don't have to give her back to begin with.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So nobody stole Asher. Asher is fine. Yeah. I'm going to go get Asher later on my way out to go do something else. And Asher will be back here where she's been, where she's comfortable.
And remember, Arabia's going live
I'm allowed
tonight.
to go out of town. I'm allowed to do whatever the fuck I want to do. I'm a grown-ass woman. And I'm not on no bond. Can we clear that up real fast? Can we clear that up real fast? I'm not on a bond. I'm not on a bond. The bond issue's already been dealt with. But since everybody thinks I'm going to go to jail for Grand Theft Auto, I'm not. That case is getting dismissed when I go back to court. It would have been dismissed when I went to court. The car was repoed. It was never stolen. But when I went to court, they were only letting people in the courtroom who actually were on the docket. Yeah. So when they were trying to contact the finance company on the monitor thing, they couldn't, they were having communication issues. Everybody's court cases that day got rescheduled. Everybody's, because they couldn't, the monitor, the connection to the, court monitors were all fucked up. Everybody's case got, that case is being dismissed. It would have been dismissed that day if the finance company could have been, contacted for them to verify that this girl who said I stole her car, the car was actually repossessed.
Wow.
Okay. There was never a Grand Theft Auto. There was never a Grand Theft Auto. Okay. Yes, I got locked up because it was a warrant. She did take a warrant, but like I said, you can take a warrant on anything here. But see, when things go to court, when things actually get in front of judges, sometimes the situations don't play out to the favor of the people who go down and do this type of shit.
Exactly.
So she did take a warrant out on me. She did. Over a stolen car that maybe she believed I took it. Maybe it was just a coincidence that it got repoed the same day we got into a fight. I don't know. I didn't steal the girl's car. It was repossessed, and there has been a warrant out there for almost 5 years over that situation. I got picked up on the warrant. I went to jail. Okay. There's no bond to revoke. The case has been fucking dewapped.
Oh my!
The
Arabia,
next
you
court
gotta
date
start
is
telling
for
these
the
stories
finance
on your
company to
channel.
verify. The next court date is for the finance company to verify that they repossessed that girl's car, which would have been done on the very first court date if there wasn't a connectivity problem between the courts and the monitors.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's cool. That's totally fine. Are
so
they?
Arabia's not going to jail for stealing a car. The bond has already the bond has already, when they dewapped the case to begin with, that killed the bond.
Right.
I'm telling Arabia's good. Arabia's fine. Okay?
Okay.
Arabia's all right.
Yeah, y'all.
But
Y'all.
Asher is fine.
She's
Asher's
gonna
fine.
start telling her stories on her channel, though. Y'all look for it.
And so when I go get Asher later, you know, I will let you guys see her.
Okay. So that's the bottom line. You're going live tonight to sing. You'll have the dog, or not yet?
Yeah, I'm going live on my channel. I will sing live to you guys. I'll post the link. Yes, we'll do all that from my channel. If you want to hear me sing, you got to be my subscriber.
Okay. Why is she saying we can't hear her? Let me put Arabia's channel. I think I just dropped it, but let me drop it again real quick because okay.
But look, I gotta go because I have to do something. But y'all, Asher is fine. I promise y'all that dog is not being abused or neglected. I promise she's not.
Exactly. And that I'm putting.
If I didn't want the dog, if I did not want the dog, I would have given the dog away a long time ago. Okay.
That's awesome.
Initially,
and that's
I kept the dog because I was going to try to get it back to the kids. But like I said, every time it comes down to actually physically handing the dog over, that's where the 500 excuses come in. You know, I can't bring her to my house, or I can't make it down there. I can't. But, you know, like I said, it's not my drive to make. It's not my trip to finance. So
you did the best thing you could do, which was take care of that dog. And that's the bottom line.
And I'm going to continue to take care of her. I love her.
There you go. That's the long and the short of it. I dropped your channel. I know you're going to do something real quick, but I dropped your channel. What time you think you'll go live?
Probably around 9. Well, it's 8 o'clock now. Give me till 9:30.
Okay. They're excited. And I dropped so you get done what you need to do, and then we'll meet you over at your live stream.
Okay.
Okay, Arabia. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming. We'll do this again. Tell Arabia to tell her story.
You have to put me off because I don't know how.
Oh, I will.
I see it.
I'll end it. Okay, you guys. We'll see you later tonight, and thanks for stopping by. Oh, she left. Bye, guys.